So, hey guys, today we're going to be taking a look at a bunch of the recent-ish meta decks and seeing if they actually have a kind of solid theme or not. So, I guess we can start with Malice because this is very easy, I guess. So, Malice, I suppose, is kind of a banished deck, kind of-ish, sorta-ish, you know? And I guess we also have all of this Alice in Wonderland stuff going in to this, so let's think for a second. Alice in Wonderland. So let's see, March Hare. That would be like the rabbit. Art Scripter. I think that's like Red Queen or something. White Binder. I am not 100% sure, but those look kind of like clocks. I guess. Isn't there like a Cheshire Cat as well or something? Is that... No, wait, is this Red Queen? Was there like a Red Queen and White Queen or something? Red Ransom. Heart Scripter. Was there like a Queen of Hearts or something in Alice in Wonderland? Chessy Cat. Cheshire Cat, right? I think. Dormouse. Not sure about Dormouse, honestly. March Hare. Okay. So which one of these would be considered like Alice, I guess? Actually, there's like some character here in the back. So would that character be kind of like Alice then? I don't know, it looks like some lore stuff going on there. So, I mean, the designs, I guess, pretty Alice in Wonderland like you can see this. That feels like thematically correct for like Cheshire Cat or whatever. Malice TB11. Actually, what's going on in this art? I genuinely don't know what's going on here. Can't tell what's going on at all. Real quick, Malice in Underground. Looks like whoever this character is, they're being transferred to like another world type deal. And then there's like Cheshire Cat there. Dormouse. And then who is that? That is not March Hare, is it? I'm not really sure. Oh wait, that's White Rabbit. Like all like I'm late for the tea party type stuff going on here, right? And then there's like teapot right here, and I think those are cups. So that's to say I'm very confused. So inconclusive on that part of the theming. But now if we focus on mechanics, I guess this is kind of a banished deck. So let's see. You get burned for some reason whenever you activate the special summon effects. So if you get banished and then you special summon a card, I guess you could say that's like kind of similar-ish. Like I mean, I don't know. In my opinion, you could call it a bit of a stretch, but that's like for these cards kind of being sent to a different world, right? From whatever world they're from, they're getting sent to another world. But the only character in Alice in Wonderland that actually gets sent to a different world is Alice, right? So that doesn't feel like that concrete if we're feeling that part of the theming, you know? So focusing on just the mechanics, I mean, all of these guys, with the exception of specifically March Hare, I don't know if there's like any theming thing regarding this, but basically all these cards, like even the extra deck cards, if they're in the graveyard and they get banished, except for like when you would summon the extra deck monsters off of technically TB11 because they aren't considered properly summoned. This is not a link summon, this is a special summon. But aside from that, if they get banished, they will special summon themselves and they'll trigger some sort of effect. So okay, I guess. What's going on in MTPO7 real quick? I didn't click on this die. Who is that? Just genuinely who? Completely lost. Anyway. Oh, wait. Mad Hatter? I think? Isn't that a character? Oh. There's no, like, Mad Hatter anywhere, right? Just in that card art, then? Okay. Well, okay, I don't fully remember the story, to be honest. But, yeah, I mean, theme-wise and the bash stuff, kind of feeling iffy on this. So, for example, in terms of this being quote-unquote a banished deck, you don't actually get any benefits from your cards, like, being banished to an extent. So, like, if I banish any of these traps, it doesn't really do that much for you. I mean, it technically does do something because this actually gives you an attack boost because of Malice in Underground. So that's a thing. There's also these random, like, effects on these main monsters where any monster destroyed by battle with a Malice Link, like, a Malice Link that points to this card gets, like, an extra effect type deal. That stuff, I mean, as a Yu-Gi-Oh mechanic, that stuff is actually kind of annoying in the sense that this card already, like, if we look at just Chessy Cat by itself, you can see, like, distinctively 3 different effects on this card. So it's just an additional 3rd effect on a card that I don't think really needs this effect, and that applies to, like, all these guys as well. So incredibly annoying in all these regards. Theming, yeah, this one's pretty weak. Like, probably 6 out of 10. Like, the designs feel very Alice in Wonderland inspired, but, like, aside from everything, or aside from that, like, everything else is kind of middling, I'd say. Like, the gameplay mechanics, I can't really tie that in to Alice in Wonderland, like how Vanquish Soul, for example, ties in with fighting games, and you have, like, ideas of tag out, match start, like, continue being, like, Monster Reborn, and also, like, the concept of continue normally in fighting games being like, if you lose arcade mode, you can continue again if you insert a coin or whatever, right? That type of deal. Like, the thematic tie-in, pretty weak. And that's really all we're basing it off of. We're not really focusing on, like, how strong or how good a deck is. So yeah, theming wise, this one's actually very weak. And if we're going with Malice, we're probably going to have to talk about ryzeal, but, you know, talking about Malice and ryzeal back to back, that just feels too, like, painful. So we'll just go to Cool Tune instead. Okay, Cool Tune. I mean, the thematic stuff around this, it's obviously sound. I mean, it's literally called, like, Cool Tune, right? So, Cool Tune Q. I mean, I might just be dumb. I have no idea what this is supposed to be. I mean, maybe it's in the background. Yeah, I can't figure out what that's supposed to represent. Cool Tune Q. No idea. Cool Tune Mix. Those are, like, kind of what's the word for these? What was it, like, adapters or something? Kind of like you would plug these into things, like mix. What were these called, like AC adapters or something? Yeah, I don't remember. Rotary. Yeah, I'm not, like, super well versed in this, so. All right, continuing on. Then I guess let's just take a look at the synchros and see if we can figure anything out. Cool Tune, Loudness War. The effect on this is, like, a protection effect. For the most part, passive protection effect, quick effect. Bash a cool tune monster from your graveyard. Well, yeah, I don't really get it. Not really feeling this one. This might get like partially because I don't understand that this getting this feels like it's getting a 5 or 4 right now to me. Might just be because I am unaware of the theming here. What is Remix even shooting actually? Genuinely, what are these? I have absolutely no idea. They probably aren't like bullets, right? Isn't this like another type of like adapter type thing? I think that's like related to sound, kind of like that. I vaguely remember having to plug something that looked like that to use like as kind of a speaker or something, or to set up something like a speaker, like that type of thing, that type of like chord. Not really feeling much from Remix right here. Let's check the effect real quick. Tribute this card. Choose 2 non-synchro tuners. Tuner. Cool tune. Cool tuner. Oh. That's what the... Well, I mean, that's like part of the pun, I guess, for the archetype. Oh. That doesn't really change anything, honestly. Choose 2 non-synchro tuners in your graveyard, add one of them to the hand, and if you do, spectral summon the other. So... Cool Tune basically just has some like on summon effects on their monsters, and then they have that synchro effect, which is kind of whatever, and then you trigger some graveyard effects. Graveyard effects. Nope. Absolutely not doing anything for me here. Cool Tune Synchro. I mean, look at the card art. The card art. Yeah, I don't know. There's a fence, and there's someone who wants to get to the other side. That's how I'm feeling right now about that. It's like that one meme, you know? What was it? It's like the let me in meme or whatever. Okay, I guess. And then we have the quick synchro dodging, like targeted effect. The Rhoda-ish effect, like the thematic stuff with Cool Tune Synchro feels pretty weak. I mean, there might be lore to this card or something. I don't know. Cool Tune playlist. This is just like a bunch of like CDs or records or something. Okay. And then the effect for this is return that target to the hand. So you could say, I mean, if we're being really generous here, because this is like returning specifically, this is your cards, right? Target 1 cool 2 monster in your field or graveyard, apply these effects in sequence. This is returning just your card, right? Yeah. So this would be like changing the soundtrack type deal, I guess. Like stuff in that kind of category. Changing song, that type of thing, I guess. But like, it doesn't fully work because these things aren't like really songs. They're more like things that produce music, kind of. So that'd be like kind of like switching from a guitar to a bass or something, right? So thematically feeling very weak on this one so far. Cool tune clip. That's like a pair of headphones or something. Are those like whatchamacallit, like plugs that you would plug into a wall or whatever? Yeah, I don't really get cool tune clip here. Also with effects, like whatever. Sound. Anything that feels kind of sound-like here? Not really feeling soundy, you know? If that word means anything. Cool Tune, Track Maker. Well, the fact that this card's like a Rhoda and it's called Track Maker, I mean, this is the most thematic thing I've seen so far. And we have return one card your opponent controls the hand. I mean, that kind of ties in with like how Cool Tune playlist can work. So, I mean, Track Maker, I guess, is probably the most thematic card I've seen so far. JJ Cool Tune. This looks like, I don't know, maybe like a bar or something like that vibe. I have no idea what this building would be exactly. Yeah. JJ Cool Tune. What does the JJ even stand for in JJ Cool Tune? Yeah, I just don't know the lore for this archetype at all. So surprisingly, I think this is going to be lower than Malice. Because this is so confusing and not intuitive at all. Yeah. B2B, does this mean something like in reference to music or something? Like, is that a conductor or something? And then, yeah, I don't know. I don't think so, right? Tuners can make a second attack during each battle phase. And then the quick synchro special summon or whatever effect. Yeah, I mean, yeah, not really feeling anything here. This is just like a Rhoda. I guess there are kind of like discs in the background of some of these cards, right? That's like 3, 4. But then there's also like a different character, and then they have something to do with like some sound production type thing, right? Probably. Cool Tune RS. I have no idea what this is referring to at all. So completely lost on this one. So I mean, like, I can't really rate this one that well because I don't fully know what these are. So 5 seems about right. Like, if I did know what it was about, honestly, this could go down if it was just poorly themed. You know, just saying. I mean, I wouldn't be able to tell you if it was or was not. So yeah, that's whatever, you know. All right, now we'll move on to ryzeal. They're all like, you got a bunch of that screws, drills. What is that? What's going on? Is that like a chainsaw type thing going on there for sword ryzeal? Nothing feeling that sword-like about this. I mean, maybe this is kind of a sword, you know, arm sword type deal. What even is a ryzeal? Like looking at this card, what am I even looking at here? I have no idea what I'm looking at. Ice ryzeal. It's the same kind of things on the end there. It sure is called Ice Ryzeal, but there's like, I don't know, it doesn't feel that gold to me. It's even a Pyro type, you know? This is a Thunder type. Okay. Ryzeal Detonator. That looks like a Transformer type deal, I guess. You know? Vaguely reminds me of like kind of Optimus Prime, you know? That kind of looks like car engine type stuff. Exhaust going on. And the effects on this is just a Rhoda, right? And then this just summons a guy. It can special summon itself. So are these guys like kind of like Transformer robot type deal guys that just make a bigger guy? So if we combine multiple of these guys, do we make our ryzeal duo drives and stuff? Well, no, I mean, I don't see anything here that resembles anything like X, Ice ryzeal, or whatever. So it doesn't even really look like a combination of like multiple ryzeals, does it? I mean, does it? No. Also, those screw things are still in the background of like everything here. Palm ryzeal. Is that like a hand? I don't see it anywhere on this card. How about this one? Nope. Definitely has nothing to do with like either of these guys' hands. This card is specifically just a hand. So I don't think I really have to look at this too much. It's just so confusing that I cannot understand the theming. So that this could be like a 4 or a 3. In terms of mechanics, these guys are basically just a bunch of 4 spammers that end up popping a lot and XYZing like a bunch in general. That's what we could simplify this deck to. So yeah, I mean, yeah, that theming's kind of like could always just be me not understanding. Yeah, what are these guys supposed to be? Like one of these guys kind of look like a bird. So okay, let's do 2 more, I guess. So Mitsurugi. I mean, Mitsurugi's pretty easy. This is just based on some like I believe Japanese like yokai type things. So I mean, man, they sure are the guys, you know. Murakumo. Okay. Saji. Oh, is that like... Oh, let's see. And then this... Oh, there's like... Who is that again? Isn't that like Futsu? Tormenting some like... demon-like guys or whatever? Yeah, okay. Mitsurugi Tempest. I can't like tell fully what's doing that and what's doing this. I think this was Futsu, and I'm not like 100% sure on what that is. Is that Aramasa? I mean, it's kind of like white. I'm curious, like white also. I don't know about like the lore of these cards at all, so whatever. All these cards just feature one of these cards as well. How about Mirror? It's like broken. Okay. Sacred Boundary. Okay. Kusanagi. Yeah, okay. I mean, from what I remember, I think you're supposed to like what in the fairy tale. I don't remember the exact details, but like I think like one of the serpents or whatever, isn't it supposed to get killed or something? And then like there was like a sword in it or something, and that's like all I remember. So yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's like a little better than Malice to an extent, maybe, because sacrificing to like kind of a snake god type deal, like that makes sense, right? Like for worship and all that. So the tribute stuff makes sense. And then because they're deities, these guys specifically come back, but these guys are kind of like sacrifices, kind of. Yeah, thinking about it in those terms, it makes sense that these guys don't come back, but they do like do something. There is like a reason they're kind of being sacrificed, right? So in that regards, you know, actually, I'll be generous and say 7. Last archetype, I guess. Yummy. I mean, Yummy, very obviously based on Snack. So, you look at the synchro, and then it'll show you like the Cupsy or whatever, like the crane thing. So the Snatchy here, basically. And then it'll show you like the guy it's yoinking. So this is Cookie, Yummy Way, right? And then this one's Lollipo. So they're kind of being yoinked from the family in a way here. which is kind of interesting a little bit. It's showing like these guys just in general as well. They're not actually necessary to make the guys though. Yummy surprise. What is going on in this card actually? I guess. Theming. Well, let's think about it for a second. I mean, if you think about it in a few different terms, like, if you're trying to like grab something from a crane game, usually you end up dropping it, which could be represented by the extra deck card, like the Yummy Way, going back to the extra deck, and then whatever you use to summon the Yummy Way being put back on field. So actually, in terms of theming, like if we focus on the mechanics here, I think this actually might get pushed to an 8. Like thematically, this is probably the best kind of like theming somehow out of all the recent decks. I'm thinking Yummy probably has the highest score here. It's basically just a bunch of snack guys, and they're in like a crane game kind of machine thing, right? Like this, that type of deal. Or maybe they're like plushies. Doesn't fully matter. They could be like mascots or something in an arcade machine. And I mean, you can kind of see Yummy Snatchy like right there, right? And you're just trying to kind of like win them from like a crane game, and yeah, that's just how it goes, right? Macro QE. It's like not 100% sure what's going on in these cards either. So like we don't do 0.5s here. If we did 0.5s, I would dock a few of these honestly and drop them to stuff like 6.5, 7.5. But I mean, obviously marshmallow is just like a marshmallow. There's like a s'more here, so there's like different versions of these guys technically, right? Oh, and it shows all these guys at the bottom, right? Oh, so these are like different versions of this same kind of thing. So yeah, actually, I think that bumps it up a little bit for me. Like the theming is just pretty spot on here for what it is, I guess. So for I guess like the relatively recent-ish metagame or meta decks, yeah, Yummy I think is probably the best fit thematically, right? Like if we're focusing on just purely the mechanics and the aesthetics, you know, that general thing, that type of thing, I guess. Yeah, Yummy. So yeah, that's all I got for you guys today, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.